Hey guys, Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. I've got a really cute little project for you today. It's a teeny tiny little box, and it is the bonus content for our card club for Cool People June. So if you guys are Kitchen Table Stamper Card Club for Cool People subscribers, this is a little bonus project that you can make with your designer series paper and ribbon that are left from the kit. And if you're not a Card Club for Cool People subscriber and you want to get in on the content, our online classroom is available for purchase in the Kitchen Table Stamper store. You can get the tutorial to make the awesome coordinating cards. All right, links in the description below for the card class, and let's get started with our little treat box here. So I found these itty bitty little turtle trinkets on Amazon, and my daughters were telling me, I guess, that's what people do, is they take these little kind of trinkety things and they leave them all over. They leave them all over for people to find. I don't know. I don't get it, but they sure are cute. These are my little trinkets, and I got them as part of a gift set. So be on the lookout, because also with this gift set is pens and lanyards. So I'm going to do two separate treats. I will be back with a cute little box for the lanyard and pens that come in the set. So you get the turtles, you get the pens and the lanyards, all in the Amazon link below. And part 2 we'll do a box for these cute treats. All right, so let's get started with our little turtley sweet treat box. It is itty bitty, you guys. You'll see. It's very tiny and super cute. I think you're gonna love it. All right, so it's got a little belly band and then opens up. It's kind of looks like a book. Opens up. Then inside, it's okay to take it slow with a little turtle. And when you take a little turtle out, the insert comes with it, and it's an itty bitty, teeny tiny little card, sending a little love your way. It's okay to take it slow. Sweet friend. All right, so let's get started with this project. We're going to stamp and color our turtle, and I did it just like Card Club for Cool People. Okay, so you guys, I want them to match. And I had an extra turtle already stamped in Memento ink on basic white cardstock. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that one. You guys know that the cost of cardstock just keeps going up and up and up. So I'm using the one that's already stamped. And I've got Shaded Spruce, Granny Apple Green, and Daffodil Delight Stampin' Blends. I'm going to start with my Daffodil Delight, the light Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to fill the belly. Then I'm going to take Dark Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to outline just a little bit to add some dimension, maybe a little bit on the belly. The little lines that the artist put in, and then I'll blend those two together with the light. All right, that is the Daffodil Delight. Next, I'm going to do Granny Apple Green. I've got light and dark, and I think that these turtles benefit a little bit from the shading. Especially the standing turtles have some simplicity in like the limbs and stuff. So these guys really benefit from a little bit of shading. It's not hard. And with Stampin' Blend markers, anybody can look like an artist. So we're gonna fill with the light and then shadow down the back of the head, and then a little bit at the neck with the dark. And then with little circles, we're going to blend the dark shadow into the light highlight. That's it. Super simple, but it gives him a lot of depth and dimension. We'll do all 4 limbs the same way. Okay, so the limbs are just about all done the same way with that little shadow highlight technique. Now let's do the spots. We'll do them the same way. Fill with the light and then shadow with the dark. I'm going to do the shadows so that they're kind of under the leg here, and then along the outer edge of the shell, and then on the bottom edge of each of the spots, and then little circles to bring the light and the dark granny apple green together. All right, last we're going to do our shaded spruce for the shell, light and dark. And I'm going to start with this little spot right here that I always forget to color, and then each of the toenails. And what I'll do is a little space at a time like that, so that we can still add a bit of dark shaded spruce, but in such small areas. If the ink's wet, we don't have much blending to do. Maybe just a little dab to bring the light and the dark together. All right, then the rest of the shell gets a light shaded spruce fill, and then shadows along the same outer edge like we did for the spots. Just do a little light edge there, and then a shadow kind of behind the neck, and then I'll do a very light line at the top of the shell and bring it together with little scribbles of the light shaded spruce. And there is our turtle. Let's get him die cut using the Turtley Awesome dies. Got my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine set up for die cutting, and just pop him on. We had a misprint of our thank you notes. I printed them too small, so I'm just going to use a Post-it note to stick this die in place. You can use a little Post-it tape, a little mint tape, whatever you got. I don't want this misprint to go to waste, so it has a new job. It was printed too small, but I can tear it up and use it to keep my dies in place while die cutting, right? There is my turtle. Now to make my quick, cute little box, you guys, it's itty bitty. Let me show you the template. There will be a picture of the template, all the measurements on the project sheet on the blog, okay? So you don't have to scramble to write this down. Go to kitchentablestamper.com, links in the description below to get the measurements later. All right, so I have garden green, and it is 2 1/4 by 3 5/8. I have soft seafoam, and it is 1 7/8 by 2 1/2. I have soft seafoam, and it is 2 5/8 by 3 1/4. I also have some pieces for a belly band, which are optional here. You can close this with a little bit of ribbon. You could make like a little buckle. There's different ways to close this, but I've got my belly band pieces here, and this is 5 1/2 by 1, 5 1/2 by 3/4. All right, let's do some scoring really quick, and then I'll show you the rest of the Designer Series paper pieces. Got my Simply Scored tool here, and we're gonna start with the outer cover. So you'll pop that one in on the 3 5/8 inch side, and then you're gonna score this guy at 1 1/2 and 2 1/8. Then we're gonna put the soft seafoam, and this one you're gonna score at 5/8 all the way around. And then for our little inside, now this is optional also. This is a little card insert. Maybe you just want to put some cute little treats in your box, but we're going to put this one on the 2 1/2 side and score at 1 1/4. All right, so there's our scoring. Let's work all these score lines with a bone folder, and then we'll trim this one according to the template. All right, there's our little score lines all burnished. We're going to trim a little angle and then straight, remove the score line, and we'll do that all the way around. little angle on the square, and then straight along the rectangle. And get that score line out of there. And we're going to assemble with some tear and tape. We'll do tear and tape on all 4 of these little squares. You can use liquid glue on these tabs. You just have to kind of hold it in place until it grabs. Add a little extra there, so we might as well do this one. We're gonna put the tear and tape on the bottom of the box anyway, so let's do that while we got tear and tape. Now remove the liner on the small square glue tabs. We'll start with those and then make the box. All right, lift the tabs, square the corners, and burnish. And make a little box, little tray, kind of a box. Remove the liner from the bottom of the box now. And then we'll center it inside the cover. It's gonna go up against the left score line and then have equal top, bottom, and right side margins. Once you got that, burnish it. Let's do some designer series paper measurements now. You can find these on the project sheet. We've got 2 pieces of the turtle pattern paper. These are 1 3/8 by 2 1/8 and 1 1/8 by 1 3/4. We have a stripe piece that is 1 1/8 by 3 1/4. All right, let's get some liquid glue, and we're gonna adhere our designer series paper except for this stripe piece right here. Got the smaller piece of turtle pattern, and that's gonna go on our tiny little card. And this long piece of the stripe pattern, it's gonna go on our belly band. And then we've got the larger piece of turtle paper, and that one is going to go on the front of our book. Okay, we're gonna set everything aside for just a minute here. And we'll do a little bit of stamping now. Got a couple of basic white pieces here. These 2 are cut with the More Messages die. And if you were Card Club for Cool People to go or concierge, you could add this bundle to your packet. We used it in Card Club with the turtles, and I hope that you have seen the light of using this die. So this cuts all these great little greeting pieces, or you can use them as layers all at one time. I run a bunch of them ahead of time, and then I just pick out and choose what I need for cards. You can do it in white, vanilla, beige, and have your sentiments stamped on there, or using the More Messages stamp if you like. Or you can cut it out in different colors that you use commonly and use them as little matte elements. They're really awesome. We also have this piece that is basic white and also 1 1/8 by 3 3/4. I've got my Totally Awesome stamp set for the greetings. We're gonna use It's Okay to Take It Slow and Sweet Friend. And then for the inside of the card, I'm grabbing the Sweet Jar stamp set. We're gonna use Sending a Little Love Your Way. Just love how it kind of reads complete from the outside to the inside with those 3 greetings. You can definitely just leave the inside if you don't have turtles and Sweet Jar. That's okay. Just leave the inside and write a little message. It's only a tiny little message you'd have to write. My ink for the greetings is Shaded Spruce, Memento, and Strawberry Slush. I'm going to start with my inside greeting here, Sending a Little Your Way. And it's a little buildable greeting, which I think I'll use far more than just for jars. The sending a little, and then you can put in party, love, sweetness, or luck with the sweet jar stamp set. All right, so there's a sending a little love your way. These hearts are also from the sweet jar, and I'm just gonna add them. And then it's got a little space there where I can just sign my name. Now for the inside and outside greetings, got sweet friend, and it's okay to take it slow. Sweet friend is gonna have to go all the way to the right of this little oblong tag, so you've got room for your embellishments. And then it's okay to take it slow. If you want these to match your card club perfectly, you'll want to use Sweet Sorbet ink and a little Sweet Sorbet cardstock for your flower. So I've got a little strawberry slush flower here. That's what's the current color, so that's what I'm using. But we used Sweet Sorbet because we were kind of in between the launch of the new colors for our card club. So just a little note for card club people, if you're looking to give them gifts together, you might want to dig a little deeper into your colors and grab some Sweet Sorbet. If you don't have Sweet Sorbet, it's retired. Strawberry slush is pretty close, nice monochromatic. Now let's bring our little bitty card back in here. And we're going to glue the inside. We're just doing the inside greeting at this point. If you remember my little sample, it has some beautiful striped paper up here to finish the inside, but also serves a purpose. So let's get a bit of Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm looking for some mini ones for this project. I really love mini dimensionals. All right, we're gonna add a couple of mini dimensionals. It's okay to take it slow. And then we're gonna put that on the front of our teeny meeny little card. We want it low, low, low. Just show a tiny little bit of that paper underneath. And then we're going to, let me show you. Once again, our sweet little turtle is going to embellish the front of this card. So we're going to take a Stampin' Pierce mat, take your pick tool, and our little turtle. And we're gonna put him where we want, because we want his little flipper to kind of go in that space between okay and 2. And then when I got him kind of sitting there where I want him, I'm gonna poke a little hole and then move down and to the left a little bit and poke a second little hole. All right, so we've got 2 tiny little holes straight through the front of the card. Now maybe you're starting to see the purpose. It's not just to finish the inside, but we're gonna cover and secure our turtle a little further with that striped paper on the inside. Now, in Card Club packet, you've got a whole spool of this awesome ribbon. It's gonna be really great come Christmas time. I hope Stampin' Up! Has some Christmas papers with the shaded spruce and soft seafoam combination. We'll see soon. If you're a demonstrator, you can see the holiday catalog PDF on the 30th of July. So if you've ever thought of joining Stampin' Up! On the 30th of July, you get the preview of the holiday catalog before anybody else. So there are great benefits to being a demonstrator. You can join the kitchenettes. We would love to have you. Go to marisaAlvarez.stampinup.net and then click join. The starter kit is $99. You get $125 worth of product of your choice. So it's always the best deal in the whole catalog. We are able to offer pre-order products in starter kits. So when the pre-order for the holiday catalog starts, that's also a really great time to join, because then you can, in your starter kit, get those pre-order holiday products first. All right, so what I did was I took a length of ribbon and just cut the beautiful dashed edge off. And I did that times 2 pieces. Okay, we need one to decorate the outside and one to secure our turtle on the inside. Now I'm going to grab a floss threader and get these on the Zahn. They are a lifesaver. I'm going to put my one strand through the floss threader, put the other strand aside just for a minute. I'm going to put the floss threader through from the outside to the inside, and then from the inside to the outside. And there is our means of securing this sweet little turtle. All right, so then we're gonna bring this so that it's pretty equal. We need a teeny tiny little bow now. I'm gonna just drop him on there and tie him to the card. I found that if I went over and under and tied him on and then made a teeny little bow, he was pretty secure there. But just untie the bow and you can remove the little treat, which is super adorable. Oh, my little ribbon kind of shred this time. Cute. It looks a little fluffy. Isn't he cute? All right, so he's on there secure, but can be untied to remove. On the inside, we want to further secure this so that the ribbon is held tight and so that it looks nice and clean and finished on the inside. So we'll add that pretty little stripe bit and finish the inside of our card. So there's our card, you guys, and it is so adorable. Let me tell you, this card measures, because it's hard to tell on video how teeny tiny it is. This card is 1 7/8 by 1 1/4 folded. And the little turtle is about 1 inch at its longest and about 1/2 inch wide. I mean, so tiny and cute. All right, let's pop that back into the box and we can wrap with the belly band. What I do with the belly band, I don't even bother to score because this is a 5/8 inch box and then you're gonna need 16 so that it'll slide and then you end up in a, you know, times X, carry the 1, you know, it's just not my kind of math. So what I like to do is just wrap the box so that it's loose enough that it'll slide, but tight enough that it won't slide off. And then just pinch those corners. And then once I've got those pinched, then I'll take my bone folder and I will sharpen those creases where we've marked them by pinching them around the box. And when you sharpen these creases, you want to make sure that the end that you're folding lines up exactly with the end that you're folding over. You don't want this, then you don't have a square corner. You want this so that this is a 90-degree. And then we're going to do one more time. Then what I'll do is I'll take some tear and tape adhesive and I'll put some on the inside of one end and the outside of the other. So on the short end, we're going to put it on the outside. On this longer end, we're going to put it on the inside. And what that's going to do is secure all the way as far in as it can be and all the way as far out as it can be. So you get a nice, strong, secure belly band. I'm going to remove the liner. I'm going to fold up that little excess there. We don't want to glue the belly band to the treat box. And there we go. Now we'll just fold this up, make sure it lines up nicely. And there's our belly band. We're going to put some dimensionals on it next. A little there and there. Then we know that we didn't go too wide and glue the belly band to the box. We don't want that. None of that nonsense. And we're going to add our turtley. Next, we're going to take that second piece of ribbon and tie a loopy bow. Get a glue dot. I'm going to pull up any shreddy ends here. Make it look nice and tidy. And we'll glue the bow to the tag. All right, right on the glue dot and right on the tag. It's okay if it's bigger glue dot than it is ribbon, because the next step is going to be to finish that with a flower. So I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive to the back of my tag. Add that to my box. Can trim the tails of our ribbon. Oh, that's not a ribbon scissor. Did you see that bounce right off? Let's get the ribbon scissor. And our little flower needs to be pressed. I like to use my Stampin' Pierce mat, my take your pick tool, and press that flower. We'll add it to a glue dot and then to our project. Now here it's over the ribbon, so you might want to add a couple more glue dots underneath just to kind of straddle that knot and further secure. I'm using my take your pick tool to hold the center and bring the petals up. There's our belly band. Now the kit, Card Club kit, came with the hexagons, but I had to bring in these holographic resin dots. Card Club members, in August, you're gonna get a full pack of these in your Card Club kit. I thought that they looked kind of eerie and glow in the dark. And the little tiny turtles are glow in the dark. So I really love how these embellishments work with the treat that we have here. This is our Card Club for Cool People for August. You're gonna get a full pack of those little embellishments in the kit. It's not too late to subscribe. Check out the link in the description below for details about Card Club. But normally I would use the embellishments to show you, hey, we can do more with those embellishments because you got a full pack of hexagons in your turtles. So if you've got the hexagons will look really cute here and then further match the Card Club cards. But I couldn't resist the holographic resin dots because I do think that they look glow in the dark. Do you? Leave it in the comments below. Let me know if you think they look glow in the dark. They don't glow in the dark. The turtles do though, at least according to the Amazon description. All right, you guys, I hope that you love the little box. And if you've got any questions about the project, you can email me, Marisa, at kitchentablestamper.com. To shop Stampin' Up! 24/7 or to join, you can go to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. And then once you're there, either click join or shop. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.